Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Grand Line First Half by Emphyrio. So this is a kind of a newish rule set. It seems like a variation on some other line rule sets we've seen. So let's go over it carefully here. We do have normal Sudoku rules. So in every row, every column, and every 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have this long red line in the grid. What we're going to do is we're going to treat this line as segmented by box boundaries. So this would be a segment. Here's a segment. This is a segment of 4 length, 2 length, 1 length again, 3 length, 3 length, and 1 length. So we're segmenting up this red line. Now, what do we know about the digits on the red line? Well, we know things about their sums. So for example, the sum of these two, whatever it is, say it was 5, 2 plus 3. The sum of the adjacent both up to 2 adjacent segments, right? This is at the end, so it only has 1 adjacent segment. But this one, for example, is adjacent to this one and this one. The adjacent segments have to have 2 adjacent segments, take their sums. Those sums have to have a difference of 2. We don't care about the order, just that that if you were to subtract the bigger one from the smaller one, you would get 2. So for example, here, since this adds to 5, I could make this one 2, which would add to 3, and 5 minus 3 is 2. Or I could make this 3, 4, and 7 minus 5 is 2. And we just keep doing that every single adjacent sum. So this against this against this, etc. Hopefully you get the idea. And that's it. We can have single cell sums, these two, and this one. All right, that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. So I want to start with this here. The absolute minimum this can sum to is 1, 2, 3, 4, summing to 10. That's the kind of the biggest. And then we got some small ones here. This is the closest small one, right? This is maximum 6. So I think that's what it has to be. I think this has to be 10, this has to be 6, because if you think about it, we're starting with a number that is guaranteed to be lower than this sum. So this cell here is lower than this one. And so we need to be able to add 2 and then add 2 again to get to this. Because if we subtracted 2 and then added 2, or subtracted 2 and then subtracted 2, or added 2 and then subtracted 2, we wouldn't get any bigger by the time we got here. Sometimes we get smaller. So if this was a 6, the biggest it absolutely can be, we can just eke by adding 2 to here to get to 8, and then now adding 2 again to get to 10. So the conclusion here is this adds to 8. Now, like, we can actually fill this digit as well, because this needs to be 2 different from 6. There is no 8 in the puzzle, so that's got to be a 4. And actually, we can just work this way, because these 3 cells are minimum 1, 2, 3, which adds to 6, and that's the only way we're 2 different from 4. We're definitely not adding to 2 in 3 cells, when all 3 have to be different. That just makes no sense. So that does place the 4 in this box, and this is a 5, 6 pair. I suppose another observation is we're always either adding 2 or subtracting 2 as we move along the sums. So because we seeded with an even number, all of the sums will be even. So this cannot be 5. This has to be 6. That's 5. Now, from 6, we're going to here and then back to 6. So we'd either be 4 or 8. Well, 3 cells cannot add to 4. As we said earlier, 3 cells add to 6 at minimum. So these 3 cells add to 8 is what we know about that. So 8 could be 1, 2, 5. That's a possibility. Or 1, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 3, 4 has an issue, right? If this was 1, 3, 4, adding to 8, then we would have 5 cells that all want to be from 1, 2, 3, 4. Where would we put the 5 and the 6? Both here? Not going to work. So this has to be 1, 2, 5. That's not a 5. Okay, so now that we know that's 1, 2, 5, these cannot be 1, 2, so that's a 3, 4 pair, and these are 1, 2. That actually places the 5 here and the 6 here. And these are 3, 4, 6. This can't be 4 or 6, so that's our 3, that's our 6, that's our 4. Nice. That's really good progress there. This is a 1 or a 2, kind of looking vertically here. There's a 6 exactly here. Do we have all our 6s? Not quite. We're missing 1, 6, which actually is right here. All right, so maybe we should think about this sum then, because this adds to 10. This definitely can't add to 12, because that would be 6 plus 6. So these add to 8. So this is a 2. This also added to 8, if you remember, and 2, 6 is gone. So this is 3, 5. This is the 3, this is the 5. That gives us the 4 and the 3 here. This is another 1, 2. Ah, the 3 actually places the 3 in this box. Over here, we need 1 and 4. That makes sense, because this adds to 8 and this adds to 8. So that you can't use a 1 in a 2-cell sum to 8, and you can't use a 4 in a 2-cell sum to 8. So that's 1, that's 4. At least not in a 6x6. That's 2 and 1. That's 2 and 1. That's 2. And we are cleaning up here. What's this final sum? Well, this is 8. This isn't going to sum to 10. The only way to sum to 10 is 4, 6. And can't use either of those digits. So we're going to sum to 6 instead with 1, 5 or 2, 4. It's not 2, 4 because we have the 2 in the box. I guess is the easy way to put it. We also have this 2, 4 looking at this cell. So it is not 2, 4 to add to 6, so it's 1, 5. And we know the order. That's 1, that's 5. That's a 5. Oh, I guess I could have also said this 1 ends up on this line, so we'd have to do 1, 5 that way as well. What do we need here? 2 and 3. This 3 tells us the order. 2 and 3. We get the 1 and the 2, the 1 and the 5. And then over here, our final 2 digits are 3 and 4, and we're done. All right, neat puzzle, Emphyrio. Got to use our noggins a little bit with these sums. But yeah, so let's recount what these were. 6, then we added 2 to 8, then we added 2 again to 10, subtracted to 8, subtracted to 6, subtracted to 4, added back up to 6, added to 8, and then back down to 6. Neat. All right, so probably could have guessed that the smallest we would get would be 4, and the biggest we'd get would be 10. But yeah, interesting to prove it as we go. All right, so cool. Well, hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.